Y'all, hold on just a second. Okay. Sorry, it looks like my husband's iPad is a little bit dirty. It might glare though. And excuse me if I seem tired and look tired, but it's because I am. Hey Megan. I was like seriously debating just saying I'm not going to do my video tonight, but I knew if I did that I'd wind up regretting it. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. Hey, you got a sleepy girl over here. I'm ready to go sleepy because my daughter's asleep, which means I can officially go to sleep because the boys are absolutely easy to put down. So I'm going to show you how, as soon as I put some chapstick on my lips, y'all, I can't live without chapstick. I'm going to show you how to do contouring. One side of my face, I'm going to do, I know I need to wake up, so that I can go to bed again in like an hour. One side of my face, I'm going to use, a dual-ended stick. This one is, from Wet n Wild. I'm not as thrilled with this one as I am with the NYX dual-ended stick. It's a lot better, but I was at Walmart anyway, so I went ahead and got it. And the other one, I'm going to be using like 3 different things because, how do I find what I'm using? Because the stuff that was in my I had one particular palette, and I mean I've run out of most of the stuff in that one. So I'm going to be using this palette and this illuminating powder. Both of those are from Ulta, and they're both Ulta brands, and I think they work really well. I like them. So I'm going to go ahead and put on my foundation, and because I'm running low on my Limelight foundation, I'm not going to be using that. I'm just going to use some El Cheapo Wet n Wild liquid. Not the best in the world, but for all intents and purposes it'll work. So you go ahead and you put that on, and wow, I can really tell the difference between this stuff and my Limelight foundation, because this stuff does not have good coverage at all. That shows how spoiled I've gotten. So hey Wendy and Mel. So put that on. So tired. My husband has been gone most of the day. We went to church this morning. The kids had a church program. In case y'all missed it, you'll have to watch the video because my youngest son is a ham. Hey Brittany, and he was being bad on stage. It was funny. I had to laugh. So okay, so I've got that done. I'll throw on just a little bit of some hard candy concealer. Like, I don't think any of the products I'm going to be using tonight are Limelight products. They're just extra things that I have laying around. Some of them are good, like the hard candy correction palette. It's pretty good. It's got the different tones. It's got lavender lightens, green cancels out the red, and the yellow shade helps with blue tones like under your eyes. So anyway, first thing, you know what? First thing I'll do is I'll do the highlighter with the stick on this side of my face. So you would go when you would decide whether you wanted to use a powder or a highlighter. Or a powder or a stick, and I've tried using both before and it didn't turn out well. So I would stick with either a stick or a powder, or you can use different shades of concealer to highlight and contour, but you would go in and you'd make a triangle. So I made like half a triangle since I'm going to go over this side with powder, and you would highlight that area and then go underneath your under eye area like that and highlight your brow bone and highlight the center of your nose. Highlight your lip right there, and I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything because I'm so used to doing the whole thing at once. And then like right down the center right here, and that's the highlighting part. And then you would go back in with the contour part and contour right there and right in here and right there and right there. And you'd go in and see, this is why I don't like this stick as much, because the NYX stick is a little thinner and it's easier to get down the center of your nose. So you would go in and do your nose like that so you look funny. So we did that, and now you blend it in. And I've actually gotten to where I prefer using, I used to like to just use the stick because to me it seemed easier, but I've actually gotten to where I really like the powder better. I think it's because I just don't like this particular stick. So that could be the reason, is just because I don't like this stick. It's not as good as the NYX stick. Okay, so we got that, and now I will show you so you can see where I went in and sculpted the cheekbone a little bit better, and contouring is supposed to minimize features that you won't maximize, like make your cheeks look thinner, so it actually helps make your cheekbones look higher. Hey Precious, and highlighting here helps with the baggies down here, and as you can see, I did not use our concealer, so it didn't work as well. I used a dab of the Hard Candy, just concealer, so the bags aren't hidden as well. And I contoured right here, and I highlighted the brow bone, and my dog is at the door scratching. Come on, come on. Aria has to be a part of everything. And then I highlighted down the bridge of my nose and contoured so that makes my nose look smaller. And now to do powder, and this one's got a shimmer shade, and it's got a matte, and then it's got a blush, but I'm not going to use the blush. And I think I'm just going to use the matte for this. So you take your contour, your feathered brush right here. Actually, no, let me start out with my highlighter. Sorry, y'all. I'm getting out of order, and then I'm going to forget what I'm doing. So you take this is illuminating powder. You can get powder that, I've got this, and this actually has two different highlighters. It has a yellow highlighter and then a shimmer, but as you can see, I've basically used it up. And then I have an ELF palette that as you can see, I've basically used it up. I've got very little any of it left, so let me use the illuminating powder and go in. Like I said, you go in and draw the triangle in your forehead. Go over your nose. And you go in with an eyeshadow brush, since, you know, this is not gonna work well right here. Go in with an eyeshadow brush and highlight your brow bone. And then go in right here and highlight that area. You want to make sure you don't hit your baggies, because you don't want that highlighted. You go back in there with some concealer. You just go on the brow, on the top of the cheekbone, and then, you know, you go in. Excuse me, not with that right there. You go in right there, and you can use this to highlight your Cupid's bow. So there's that. Then you would go in with your feather brush. If you don't have one, you can make one. You can take like a blush brush like this and get a bobby pin and bobby pin it so it lays flat like this. So get some of the extra product off this, and then kind of, if you can't find your cheekbones, like I'm fortunate, I have good cheekbones, so I don't really have to move my face very much to be able to see it. I know where it is. But if you have to make fish face, and then go up with it and down here, and then go back in with, like I said, with your eyeshadow brush. Actually, I need a thinner one than that for that area. Go back and draw in where your nose is. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. No, I'm not. Okay. And then you would go in with a buffer brush like this, and you would buff it in. But before you buffed it in, here, I'll go ahead and do blush on this side. Before you would buff it in, you would put your blush on. So like, here's this. You would decide where you would want your blush, whether you want it up here on the apple, or if you wanted to go in. I saw a makeup artist do like a crescent right there. I'm gonna do it straight down, just right here. And this is from that palette. That's the blush from this palette right here. So, and now you can buff. And you're supposed to buff up. And then buff that around and make sure you get right there. So as you can see, make sure I got it all in. Let me get this other brush I have. Get in that small area. And as you can see, I've contoured right here and right here to make my jawline go in a little more. And I've highlighted right here. And then I went in with my blush and I went straight down and gave myself a little pop of color. Because after you put on foundation, it will make your skin wash out if you don't go back over it with at least some blush. You know, you don't have to do full face contouring, but if you do, this is really how you should do it. A lot of contouring palettes and sticks, they come with directions in case you don't know what you're doing, because when I first started contouring, I had no clue, so I followed the directions. And it showed me, you know, you go in with, you make the triangle, go down the bridge of your nose, down the sides with a contour, up here with the highlight, right here with the contour, little highlight here, and then highlight on the Cupid's bow. So that makes it a lot, excuse me y'all, I just got a bristle hair in my mouth from my brush. My brush is aging. It's Bare Minerals brush, and it's showing its age. Did I use a cream contour or pressed powder? I used on this side, I used a stick like this with a contouring end and a highlighting end. I was telling him earlier that this is a really cheap one. This is Wet n Wild. I'm not thrilled with it. I actually like the NYX contour stick better and you can get that at Ulta. But I was at Walmart anyway and really needed a contour stick, so I picked this up. And on this side of my face, I used this palette right here. I used this to contour. I used this illuminating powder from Ulta to highlight, and then I went in with this blush right here just for the top of my cheekbone. But some people like to highlight with different color concealers and contour with different color concealers. I haven't tried that. I may try that one day. I just need to get more concealer because it's going to take some darker shades than what I've got going on right here, or with my Limelight concealer. Like this is just light enough that it probably wouldn't be a good contour for me because it's too close to my foundation shade. So I'd have to get a darker one, but I used both just to show you what different ones you can use. But anyway, if you have any questions or any comments, just inbox me. I'm here. I'll be going to bed soon, but you know, if I hear my phone beep, I'll get back up with you, or I'll get back up with you tomorrow. Kelly, I hope your family is starting to feel better. I'm really sorry y'all have been so sick. And don't forget that the guaranteed shipping for Christmas, Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Palette is awesome. Yeah, and I have never tried Anastasia before, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. And I'm all about like using different kinds of makeup. Like I don't stick with one brand. If I find something I like, I'll use it. Like these are Tarte makeup wipe removers, and I love them. And I mean, I'm not brand specific. I love my Limelight, but there's other things I love too. Like I love Bare Minerals. I love their Marvelous Moxie lip glosses. So, you know, that's another thing I like about Limelight. They want you to be yourself, and they don't, you know, they don't expect you to just preach their products. And with me going into makeup artistry, I need to know how to use different brands and be familiar with different brands of makeup. So anyway, I am going to take all of that off, and I'm going to get in my jammies. Hopefully when I get out of here, my 2-year-old will have already been put in the bed by her daddy. And then I'm going to go to bed because I'm bloody exhausted. And my house shows it. So anyway, I hope everybody has a good night. And like I said, if you have any questions about contouring and highlighting, or any questions about Limelight, you can either send me a Facebook post, or you can inbox me. And don't forget about my YouTube channel. Subscribe to that. It's Kim H Beauty, H5Beauty at gmail.com. Kim H5Beauty at gmail.com. Y'all, I always get that mixed up, and because it's such a long name, I always get it mixed up. But anyway, I hope everybody has a good night. I'll talk to you later.